What's up, everybody? B Squad. It's your boy JB, and I am here today with another review of Basketball Wives, you guys. This is season 10. This is episode 19, and I am ready for this season to be over. So, before we go ahead and just jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on my channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, that means you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, you guys, without further ado, let us discuss Basketball Wives, shall we? All right, guys. So this episode right here, it really didn't give me a whole lot. It was another one of those episodes where I was just kind of like, eh, we're just gonna talk about it, right? So this review, I don't expect it to be any length of time either. I feel like it's gonna be one of the shorter ones that I've done. So this episode, it opens up with Angel Brinks, and I will say with Angel Brinks, despite the fact that I believe that all of her scenes are pretty boring, I I think it might be time for Angel just to say, you know what, I'm done with this show and just move on because I don't know. She doesn't give much, right? But this scene with her, it was a nice scene. It was her with her daughter, and her daughter had did something, and I thought what her daughter wrote was quite sweet. Now, the thing that I want to address with Angel, it was the fact that she was talking about her daughter has headaches. And I was thinking to myself, like, have you taken your daughter to get that checked out? Because that could manifest into so many different things. Because, I mean, if you have migraines, constant migraines, that could be a whole bit of issues in itself. Like, you could have, embolism or things of that nature. So I was just thinking to myself, I hope she gets this taken care of because you don't want anything bad to happen to the little girl. So we're gonna send up a prayer for Angel and for her daughter. Now, this next scene that we got is Jennifer and Jelani. And it's so interesting watching this episode after what happened last week when Jennifer was spotted out with another guy and Jelani had put in his Instagram stories like he was heartbroken or something. And Jen was like, hun, that man, they hadn't been together in months. So she was saying, right? So it's just interesting to watch that play out. So we see them sitting down for a date, and Jennifer is talking to Jelani about, the fashion show and the fact of her walking in the fashion show. And then she also showed him the video of, you know, her walking down the runway and crazy Jackie Christie walking on the side of her. And, he was just laughing, right? My thing with that last week was I thought it was just childish of Jackie. And I still feel that way, that it was childish because it didn't make any sense. Like, you are interrupting a whole production because you want to be extra as hell. Like, I just didn't understand that. And let me know what you guys thought about it because I'm just talking, but this episode was boring as hell to me, if we're being honest with each other. But yeah, she showed him the video, and I don't really know what that. I mean, I don't get it. I'm really not understanding what's going on with the second half of this season. It feels so disjointed compared to the first half of the season, which even the first half of the season was annoying as hell to me as well. But this second half is even worse than the first half. And I'm just ready for it to wrap up, to be quite honest with you guys. So let's talk about British, aka the criminal. I feel like maybe like she should have set this season out, this second half out. I mean, I get you probably need the money and whatnot, but girl, every scene with the criminal, She is talking about this damn ankle monitor, and it's just like, oh my god, girl, we get it. You got an ankle monitor on. And my issue with her is the fact that she's not taking any kind of accountability for the actions that led her to have to wear this ankle monitor. And that is what's just blowing my spirit so much. It's like she has, like I said before, she has a lot of free time on her hands, for one. But then number two, every scene that we get with her, she is literally crying about this ankle monitor. And it's like, if you do the crime, then you got to do the time. So her daughter is there with her, right? She's talking about the fact that her daughter, going back to wherever she's from, Missouri. I don't know where she's from. St. Louis, right? St. Louis. So her daughter's going back, but she can't go back because she's under house arrest, right? So Jackie came by, and British and Jackie, they talked about the fashion show. Jackie found it funny with the fashion show, and I'm like, ma'am, that was not funny. You too damn old for the shit that you do. And I'm just like, what the hell, lady? Like, you are way too old for that crap. So British told Jackie what she did to Jennifer at the fashion show was very mean spirited, right? And from I don't want to agree with British, but she was right. What Jackie did, it was mean, and it was also very childish, right? This person asked Jennifer to walk in the fashion show. I still don't understand why Jackie got in her feelings about Jennifer walking in the fashion show. The only thing that is given to me is that Jackie was drunk as hell. Like, that's the only thing that I can surmise from that, is that Jackie was just drunk. That's all I can think of. Jackie was drunk. Jackie was drunk. So the next scene we got up is Brandy. I think it's so funny because, just like I was saying about the criminal, every scene with her, she's talking about this ankle monitor, right? Well, every scene that we see with Brandy, Brandy is plugging her cooking. And I mean, I get, granted, that's what you want to use the reality shows for. If they're going to use you, get something from it in return, right? But my thing when it comes to Brandy is, Brandy, for me, this is for me only. For me, Brandy has never been someone that I have ever liked on Basketball Wives. Brandy, since the beginning, since we first met Brandy in season 3 of Basketball Wives LA, I have never been a fan of Brandy. So I will say, for me, this is just JB speaking. So for me, she's plugging her cooking, and I know she's trying to do a cookbook, right? I would never purchase anything from Brandy Maxiel. Brandy is a bit of a bully. She's a mean girl. And the list of things can go on and on about how I really feel about Brandy, right? I'm gonna wish her nothing but success in her business, but I wouldn't be able to. For me personally, I wouldn't be somebody that would ever support her business. So she has not Duffy. She has British over, and she has Brooke over, right? So they're talking about the fashion show. And I will say, when it comes to Brandy, Brandy is such a contradiction, because the things that Brandy is saying she doesn't want for Duffy to do to her, you do it to Duffy in return. And it's like pot meet kettle. And that's my biggest grievance with her, is like, you're saying you don't want her to look at you this way, you don't want her to talk to you this way, you don't want her to do this to you, but then you give her the same thing in return, right? So it's a bit of a contradiction. And I don't with Brandy, I just don't see it for Brandy. And I know somebody left it in the comments last week that with Brandy, it kind of looks like what Brandy is doing is, since Malaysia's not there for you to go back and forth with no more, you just gonna go on ahead and go at Duffy. And when we really sit down and dissect it, I do kind of see that, right? Because you didn't have an issue with Duffy before now, but now you got all this beef and smoke for Duffy. So where did it come from? Excuse me, y'all. So that's my question. Where did the beef come from? Because y'all was cool prior to Malaysia leaving the show, but now that Malaysia's gone, it's like you needed a new target, so to speak, right? So on the flip side, we got Jackie and British, not British, but Jackie and Duffy talking to each other, right? I will say that I have a lot of respect for Duffy because in this episode, Duffy was taking a lot of accountability for for the things that's gone on between she and Brandy, right? And I can say that I really do appreciate her for doing that. But I don't really think that Duffy has anything to feel accountable for when it comes to the situation with Brandy. I feel like it's all one sided, and I feel like it's mostly Brandy. And the thing that I want to say when it comes to Brandy is it's so interesting. Brandy has all this energy and all the smoke for Malaysia and Duffy. But your husband who cheated on you, you ain't got a lick of shit for him. The man that's left with how many women? Over 100 women? Maybe more than that. I forget what he said on the Yanla. But you want to come so hard at Duffy. You want to come so hard at Malaysia. But you didn't come hard at your husband. So yeah, that's how I feel. I want you guys to tell me what you think down in the comments, right? So British has invited all the ladies to go to like a rage room where they're just gonna, just let out all their anger and their frustrations, right? So Jackie brought up the rage room to British, not British, but Duffy, right? And Duffy said that, I'm not gonna go. Duffy's gonna sit down with Dr. Keisha and, just try to work on herself. And then, maybe she, with her working with Dr. Keisha, maybe that can help her in her relationship with Brandy. I don't think so, right? I think it might help with Duffy, but when Brandy, I think Brandy is too stubborn and too pig-headed to even, you know, say where she's wrong. So the next scene up is we got another scene with Brandy, right? So we see Brandy. So Brandy went to go sit with Jackie, right? So Jackie wants to say that when she was at the fashion show, all she was doing was having fun with Jennifer, right? And I'm like, how are you having fun with the woman if you're interrupting the fashion show? That's not fun. Those people put so much time, money, and effort into those fashion shows, and then your crazy ass is sitting here interrupting the fashion show. That's not fun, right? So she's talking about Jennifer. She called Jennifer a giraffe. She said, like, she's saying what all she's gonna do, right? So then Jackie is just too old for the bullshit that she's on. So Jackie is saying that if Jennifer got an issue with what happened at the fashion show, that Jennifer and her gonna have a bigger issue. I'm like, Jackie, you are crazy and delusional as fuck. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I was just like, girl, shut up. You too old for the dumb shit. So once again, let's move back over to the criminal. This girl is continuously whining about having this ankle monitor on. And I'm like, ma'am, this is on you. You need to learn how to take some accountability for what you did, right? So they let you out of jail, and I'm assuming they let you out of jail on bail, right? There are stipulations and conditions to the bail. You told us that you went to Houston, right? So you violated the terms of your bail. So since you violated it, they said, okay, since you don't want to listen to what we say, we gave you free reign to, we let you out, right? And you broke the terms and conditions. So now that you've broken those terms and conditions, we are going to put an ankle monitor on you. And she is like, oh my God, I've been in this ankle monitor for weeks. Well, girl, it could be a lot worse than an ankle monitor. They could have threw your ass back in jail. And I honestly God wish they had threw her back in jail because she is working on and tip tapping on my last damn nerves. So let's move on from her. So I do want to talk about Duffy. I do love the fact that Duffy did go see Dr. Keisha. And I love the fact that Duffy was taking accountability for the situation with she and Brandy. As I stated before, I do not believe that she should take any accountability with the situation with Brandy because that was not mostly, all of it was on Brandy, right? So then we go to the rage. We move over and we're going to the rage room. So everyone showed up to the rage room and they all, you know, they had a plate that they wrote stuff on. Now, when Jackie said, "How do you spell lying?" I was like, "I know you got to be lying to me. You can't spell lying. It's spelled Lying, right?" So they all started breaking the stuff. It was fun. So after that, they went to where'd they go? They went out for drinks, right? So all the ladies showed up with the exception of Angel. Angel had to go to the hospital because her daughter wasn't feeling well. And we're gonna send up prayers for Angel's daughter. So after that, Jackie decides she wants to ask Jennifer. So did you feel, I guess, like insecure or something about when I was walking with you in the fashion show, alongside you in the fashion show? Like she's securing herself, so that wasn't an issue. What her issue was is the fact that she made them little slick ass comments, and the fact that somebody told her she called her a giraffe. So Jackie looked at the criminal, and she's like, "I didn't say anything." And so Jackie said, "I didn't call you a giraffe. I called you a donkey." I was like, "Girl, that's no better. That's an animal that you compared her to, right?" So Jennifer got up out and she said something about her being. Do she look like a model? I'm gonna leave that one alone, right? So, some odd for some odd reason, Jennifer and Jackie started doing a runway walk in the middle of this restaurant. The thing that I was noticing was the fact that those people in the background were pretending like they didn't see anything that was going on. I'm like, I know y'all can hear this loud ass commotion and see these two crazy ass women walking like they're on a runway. So Jackie finally revealed why she's so upset with Jennifer, and it's so stupid to me. So Jackie is saying that she's mad at Jennifer because the listing that Jennifer went to with her in the last episode, she was like, they give the white girls on Selling Sunset better listings than that. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, Jackie, what the hell was the problem with that? That they gave she was telling you that they gave you a terrible listing, that they could have given you something better. That was constructive criticism. It wasn't her saying anything negative about you. It was the fact that your listing could have been better. I mean, they give the white people better listings than this. Girl, it ain't that deep at all. I really feel like this should be the end of Basketball Wives at this point. Like they should just let this show go by the wayside. And as I've stated before, you guys, this is officially going to be my last season reviewing Basketball Wives because this show is just not giving me anything at all. And I think it's so funny because I was watching Watch What Happens Live last night, and one of the somebody asked Evelyn, what did she think about the current season of Basketball Wives? And she's like the rating. She's like, look at the ratings. And then they asked, would she go back to Basketball Wives? She said, and I'm like, girl, you talking all this shit right now, but remember when you left Basketball Wives the first time, or when Basketball Wives Miami was canceled, you went over there to OWN, got your own show over there on OWN. When that show got canceled, you came back to Basketball Wives. So you can talk shit about Basketball Wives all you want to, right? But the Queen's Court is only one season. So unless Bravo's gonna put you on some more shows, I think you might want to tone that on down, sis. Like tone it down. That's all I gotta say about that with Evelyn, right? But that's really it for Basketball Wives, you guys. This episode for me, like I said, it didn't give me nothing. It was boring as hell. I'm surprised that I even did a 20-minute video. But if you guys could like the video on your way in and out, subscribe to the channel, you guys, turn on your post notifications, and also share the video. And I will catch you guys for something else, you guys. I am so ready for like with Basketball Wives. I am really, really, really ready for this season to wrap up. I don't know if they're filming a reunion or not, but I need them to film the reunion like yesterday and just call this show a done deal. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, you guys.